Hi girls! Today we are going to be talking about how to have successful hostess coaching calls with your hostesses. Most of your hostesses, you might have had the situation where most of your hostesses will cancel, or they don't have enough people, or you don't have people who are purchasing things, and I'm sure you all want to be a rock star at your parties and get lots of bookings and have lots of party sales and have hostesses that are going to hold their parties and have people who are going to purchase, right? We all want that, yeah? Yes, we do. We do. So let's talk a little bit about hostess coaching. I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I'm doing some hostess coaching calls, and we're going to go from there. Call number 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about call number 1. Ring, ring. Hi, Susie. It's Ashley with Pure Romance. How are you doing today? Great. Well, I just wanted to give you a really quick call. It'll take about 5 minutes to go over some information with you about your party. Do you have about 5 minutes right now? Wonderful. The first thing I want to do is I want to thank you so much for having the party, because if it weren't for awesome hostesses like you, I would not be doing what I do. So thank you so much for that. And the only thing that I do request from you is if for any reason you can't hold your show, that you give me at least 3 weeks notification. That way I can open up that date for somebody else. Does that sound easy enough to do? Okay, wonderful. So let me go ahead and go over your hostess rewards with you. Now, you booked your show on a weekend, which means that you're going to be getting our normal Hostess Rewards program. So that means that you're going to be getting a free gift just for having me there. And that's basically any one item in the catalog that's $15 or less of your choice. In addition to that, you're also going to get a percentage of the party sales, which means that what we're going to do is we're going to total up the party after all your friends have purchased, and you're going to get a percentage based on what your friends have purchased. If your show is less than $700, I'm going to be giving you 10% hostess credit, which means that you'll get anywheres up to $70 in free product. You'll also get one 50% off item. Now, if your show is between $700 and $999, I'm going to give you 15% hostess credit, which means you can get up to $150 in free product and two 50% off items. And then, of course, if your show is a $1,000 show or more, I'm going to go ahead and give you 20% hostess credit and three 50% off items, which is basically a minimum of $200 in free product and 350% off items. And of course, in each situation, you're still going to get your free gift. So basically what I'm telling you to do is make your wish list now, because chances are you're going to have a fabulous party and you're going to get tons of free product. Now, a lot of people usually ask me right now, like, how do I have a $1,000 party? It sounds a little scary. Does it sound like a scary number for you? Let me let you know right now that it's actually a pretty easy number to hit. The number one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you over-invite, because only about a half to a third of the people that you actually invite are going to be able to attend. So my advice to you is the best parties are going to have anywhere between 10 and 15 guests there at the party. So go ahead and invite 40 or 50 ladies. And I do not want you to prejudge anybody. I want you just to go ahead and just invite every single female over the age of 18 that you know. And please remember, there are no men or children allowed at our party. So make sure you tell your guests as well that they cannot bring their breastfeeding baby. They cannot put their children upstairs in a different room, and same thing goes with you. So no men or children. Is that going to be an issue? Okay, wonderful. When you have 10 guests at your party, I will be giving somebody there a free vibrator. So if you're not sure if you know 40 or 50 people to invite, then what I want you to do is I want you to tell all the people that you are inviting, tell them to bring a guest or two, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about how to invite them. In this day of technology, with text messaging and Evite and Facebook and all of that stuff, people don't see a lot of their invitations that they're getting now. So the number one way to invite your guests is going to be through physically calling them and telling them about the party. And you can also go ahead and snail mail invitation, send out an invitation that way. That way you have people who have something in their hand and they're excited about their party. A lot of people will forget if you only rely on text messaging and Facebook. Now, you can certainly use text messaging and Facebook as a great form of a reminder, okay? And you can also use the Evite that I'm going to be sending to your email address. You can print that off and just give that to them as their physical invitation, or you can go ahead and put that to their Facebook or send it to their email. So there's lots of different ways to invite them, but like I said, the number one best way to do it, call them and give them an invitation. I guarantee you'll have much better attendance that way. Now, as a courtesy to you, I can certainly snail mail your invitations for you. We have your party scheduled for August 19th. If you would like for me to snail mail those invitations to you, could you give me back that list? I'll need their addresses and their names. Email them to me, and I'll need them by August 8th. Does that sound like a plan? Wonderful. Okay, so the other thing you want to tell your guests is you want to make sure that they know that I do have almost everything in stock. I like to call it pay today, play today. That way they know that they're going to be getting their items that day. Also let them know that I accept all major credit cards and cash. Let's see here. Other than that, those are basically the logistics on having a successful party. The number one thing you want to make sure that you do is over-invite. Now, you're always going to have a few guests that say that they cannot come to the party for whatever reason. They can still place an order if they want to, and that's called an outside order. I've given you a catalog and a couple of order forms. Go ahead and show that catalog to your guests, or you can go ahead and have the people who can't come to the party, they can go directly to my website, which is ashleytravis.pureromance.com, and they can go ahead and place an order there. Or they can call me directly and place their order that way. It's a little less with shipping if they do that. Or they can call you and place their order over the phone, do a credit card over the phone, and you can just write it down on paper. Either way, if you get 4 outside orders prior to your party, then that will actually entitle you to another free gift. Sound like a plan? Wonderful. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, so the other thing I want you to do is make sure that you're not spending a fortune on food. You can certainly keep your refreshments light. You can certainly serve alcohol if you want to, but keep them as light as possible. Do you need any ideas as to what to serve? Okay, perfect. Now, if you decide that you want to do any kind of special occasion party, a themed party, if you decide to go out after the party, please let me know, but we'll get more information on that later on. Okay? And then finally, go ahead and tell your guests to be there at 6:30 so we start on time. We will start right at 7 o'clock. That way I'm not in your house all night long, and that way your kids and your family isn't, waiting forever for the show to end. All right, my dear. Well, I'm going to give you a call back about a week before your party, and we'll be looking for a rough estimate head count at that point in time. All right, if you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call back or just text message me. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye. Hostess coaching call number 2. Hey girls. All right, so now we're going to talk about what to say on your second hostess coaching call. All right, now your second hostess coaching call is a lot shorter than your first hostess coaching call. It's usually done about a week before her party. Now, if you find that she's booked her party, maybe 2 months in advance, you might decide to do a check-in call between the first hostess coaching call and the second hostess coaching call, just to kind of touch bases with her and to make sure she doesn't need any extra order forms or invitations. That way you're not waiting a whole month to talk to her again. Your best bet is to talk to your hostess anywhere between, if she books within about 6 weeks, about every 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and do hostess coaching call number 2. Hi, it's Ashley with Pure Romance. How are you doing today? Fabulous. Did I catch you at a bad time? Wonderful. Okay, I promise I won't take up too much of your time today. I just wanted to go over some quick information with you and wanted to see if you have a rough estimate head count for your party that we have coming up next week. Okay, so right now you're sitting at between 8 and 10? Okay, well that's great. What I'd like for you to do right now, or not right now, but this week, go ahead and call up all of your guests that have RSVP'd and those that have not RSVP'd. I want you to go ahead and call them up and say, hey, I just wanted to double check and make sure you're still attending next week, and are you bringing a guest? And tell them that when we have 10 people at the party that someone will be receiving a free vibrator, so it might encourage them to bring a guest or 2. For the people who haven't RSVP'd, what you want to do is, if they told you no or if they told you maybe, you're going to go ahead and get an outside order from them. Have you received any outside orders yet? You've received 1? That's fabulous. So when you receive 3 more outside orders, you're going to be able to get a free gift. All right, so what I want you to do, like I said, just go ahead and make your reminder phone calls and see if anybody needs to place their order before the party, and that way you know exactly how much food you need to prepare, and that way I know how many catalogs I need to bring. Do you have any last minute questions for me as of this point in time? No? Okay. And have you decided if you wanted to have any kind of themed party? Oh, 50 Shades of Grey. That sounds like a fabulous party. Well, what I'll do is I'll customize my demonstration, and it'll be great for the people who have read the books. And for those people who haven't read the books, I promise you they're not going to feel overwhelmed or lost or confused, but they will still have a great time, and they'll probably want to read the book afterwards. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a call back a day before your party to get a final head count number. Okay? All right, hon. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hostess coaching call number 3. Hey girls, let's talk a little bit about your third hostess coaching call. Your third hostess coaching call is going to be that call that's going to just keep her excited about everything, getting a final head count number, and just kind of putting a pretty little bow on that package to make sure she's, ready to roll. So here it is. Ring, ring. Hi, Susie. It's Ashley with Pure Romance. How are you doing today? Great. Are you super excited about tomorrow? I know, me too. You guys are going to have such a great time with the 50 Shades of products. I wanted to just go ahead and give you a quick call to see if you have a final head count for me today. Oh, good. It looks like making those calls worked out. Looks like you have 12 people coming. Wonderful. Now, I just want to let you know, every once in a while, at the very last minute, come tomorrow morning, somebody might call and text message you and say, you know what, I can't come for whatever reason. Go ahead and ask her what she would like to order. That way she can get her outside order in and it will count towards your party. Have you received any other outside orders? Okay, so you've gotten 2 others. Perfect. Go ahead and have those set aside for me, and I'll go ahead and bag those things up, and I can either ship them directly to them, or if they're coming over later that night, it's up to you how they want it done. Now, a couple of little things that I'll want to let you know. I will be there between 6:15 and 6:30 to set up. I will need a close parking spot. That way I can unload and load easily. Do you have a parking area or something close by? Wonderful. I'll also need that separate ordering room. So do you have an idea as to where you'd like your show to be? Okay, so perfect. That's going to work just perfectly. So yeah, I'll use that as the private ordering room. And then, of course, we will do the show inside of the living room or a family room. Okay, wonderful. You can go ahead and set up your chairs how you'd like to. Most people do like a semicircle, and then they do the table right towards the front of the room, sometimes in front of the TV. Do you have a table to set up on? Coffee table, end table, fold-out table? Okay, that'll work just fine. And then, of course, did you decide, do you have to go anywhere after the party? Do you have a time restraint? Okay, perfect. So we'll make sure that we end and I'm out of your hair by 9:30. That way, your kids can come back home. Once again, I will be there between 6:15 and 6:30. And do you have any last minute questions for me? Okay. And your address is still 123 Main Street, Chesapeake? Okay, perfect. Well, I will talk to you soon, and I will see you tomorrow, okay? Have a great day. Thanks, hon. Bye-bye. And bam! That's right. We are done with our hostess coaching calls. And that means you're gonna have a fabulous party. Oh, oh, oh. So what I'm basically saying is this. Connect with your hostesses. Make your hostess coaching calls. Make sure you tell her how fabulous the party's going to be. Make sure she works hard for you. And that way you are going to have a fabulous, fabulous party. Have a great day, girls.